right, we are live, so I don't know how much they can pick up background noise, but there's that. All right, so what's more fun, sitting or standing? Laying down. Well, all right, we can do that. We can lay down on the floor. All right, just one more adjustment. All right, and that's where we are. Okay, so. All right, so we're having fun today. This is fun yoga, so feel free to laugh and enjoy yourselves. And we're going to start laying down. So there you go.
He'd listen to us.
Well, this is your class.
Already ahead of the game here.
Like I usually say, it's not a democracy. We're a benign dictatorship. But if you do find stuff that you don't want to do, you're always welcome to not do it. All right. Here's Leah on the battery pack. Okay, so first thing we want to do is a good morning stretch. So extend the fingers away from the torso. And the feet can be in the mat or the legs can be straight out, depending on how the hips are feeling so far this morning. And that sounded delicious. So a big inhale, exhale out the mouth. Make it loud. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right. So what's more fun than a happy baby, right? So usually we don't do this at the beginning of the class, but we're just going to make it fun and throw the rules out the door. So if you want, wherever you grab, so we're not very warmed up, so you may not be able to grab anything other than your knees. But soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, knees are wide towards the armpits. And then if you want, just rock back and forth. And maybe as you're here for a moment, then you can reach up a little higher towards the ankles, the sides of the feet, maybe the big toes. If you can't reach any of that, do not worry. Just grab something. And then when you're done with that, release. Squeeze the knees into the chest. And we'll do a couple of apanasanas. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. So the idea is to keep the shins parallel to the floor. And then, because I kind of noticed my hips are a little tight, maybe yours are too, we're going to bring the feet down to the mat and we're going to do windshield wipers. So in the bone health osteoporosis class, there's a specific way to do it to protect the spine and the hips. And I will show you that, but feel free to do it whatever is comfortable for you. So when we're doing it that way, we're going to we'll start with the left side. So the left knee stays up towards the ceiling and the right knee drops in towards the center. And then you bring the right knee up and then the left knee comes in. So only one leg is moving at a time. So that's going to keep that SI joint from torquing too much. And if that is like, not doing it for me, you can go with both knees over towards one side. So again, depending on how tight that hip joint is or how much tolerance you have for moving the back of the pelvis, this might be not enough, it might be too much. So then the other option with this is, again, just moving one leg at a time. So the right leg is going to stay the knee towards the ceiling, and then the left knee drops out away from the center, comes up to center, and then the right knee goes towards the floor on the outside, and then up towards center. So those are 3 options for doing these windshield wipers. So you can kind of experiment with what feels good. All right, and then see if you can finish off evenly. I don't remember which side I started on. And then we're gonna come back to Apanasana so we can do our LOL because it's fun, right? And the reason I call it LOL is in one position you look like an L, in the other position you look like an O. So you can do this one leg at a time if you're sitting in your chair, or if you're not gonna fall off your chair, you can do it like this. So an inhale is feet up towards the ceiling, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. All right, so let's do 2 more. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're going to bring the feet down to the mat. And one more time with the arms up overhead. Inhale, arms up overhead. You can either have your legs straight out or knees bent, feet on the floor. Whatever feels the best for your body this morning, or whenever you happen to watch this video again. And let's do 2 more of these. And then we're going to make our way up to seated. So a couple of options. You can roll over onto your side and then push up. Or if you want, cross at the ankles and roll up. All right. Let me get my eyes back on. All right. So we're almost all up. Oh shoot, I just thought of something to do and now I forgot it. Oh wait, now I remember again. Okay. So we're gonna do green jar cat and cow, and then we're gonna do it's not a new breath, but I'm rebranding it. So, all right. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. If you want to sit up on something, you can to have the hips above the knees, if that's comfortable. If not, that's okay. We're not going to be here forever. So if you're looking at that bone health and you want to go just cow to neutral, you can do that. Otherwise, cat to cow. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to exhale either cat or neutral, and then inhale up to cow. And we are still kind of just starting out here, even though we did a lot on the floor to open up that spine. So probably 2 or 3 more in each direction. And then when you're ready, back to neutral. So I am, I'm going to call this jellyfish breath. And what we're talking about is the diaphragm. So the body has, so the diaphragm is like a division of space in the body. So the thoracic inlet could be considered one, your respiratory diaphragm, your pelvic floor, behind your knees, soles of the feet, couple up, going up towards the head, or up in the head. But we're just talking about the actual respiratory diaphragm. And it's connected to the last rib all the way around to the back body. So it's why I'm calling this jellyfish breathing is because it looks like a jellyfish. It's kind of rounded. Some people prefer umbrella, but it's basically a rounded shape, and it's not, doesn't go as deep on one side as it does in the back. And so if you picture a jellyfish swimming, what it does is it's a dome, and then it flattens out, and then it comes up again. So it's going as it moves. And then the other thing to think about is it has those tentacles kind of trailing off from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that imagery to activate down into the core. So important which way it goes with our breathing pattern. So if you want, you can actually put your hands on the lower ribs here. And when you inhale, that jellyfish is going to flatten out because we want to bring air into the lungs, and the diaphragm moves down and it sucks the air in, is what the physiology of that is happening. So we've got this, we're going to inhale, the ribs should move out. When we exhale, the ribs should move in. So we're going to inhale, and then again on the exhale, the ribs move in, and then we're going to imagine those tentacles getting close together, and that's our core line is getting strong. So imagine going down the rest of the spine. So let's do that 2 more times. And just, if you want, close your eyes. Sometimes it's easier to notice things when our eyes are closed, less incoming information to the brain. So inhale, ribs go out, jellyfish flattens out. On the exhale, ribs come in, we dome, and then the tentacles line up. Inhale, flatten out the jellyfish. Exhale, domes up. And then relax your breathing. You can release your hands. Just take 2 or 3 normal breaths. All right, let's get moving again. So one hand on the floor, we're going to do our laterals. So now we're opening up the space in between the ribs. Inhale, this one arm up. Exhale back. Inhale, other side. So if those muscles are tight in between the ribs, it's going to be harder for that jellyfish to propel itself through the ocean. All right, what's more fun than jellyfish, right? So next time you get a chance, Google jellyfish images and watch a video, and then try and breathe with it moving. All right, we're going to do 1 more each side, and we're going to pause for an extra breath here. So we're going to bring that arm over on the inhale, exhale, and then breathe into that rib cage. And then bring it back on your exhale. Inhale, other side. Pause here. Breathe into the other rib cage. And then bring it back. Excellent. All right, a little twist. So we're going to inhale, lift up out of the spine, exhale, first side. And we're not going very deep. And again, we want to keep that head, shoulders, and upper back in the twist. We don't want to twist the lower back. And I can't remember if it's 17% or 7% mobility in that lower spine. That's not very much. So we don't want to be torquing on it. Inhale back to center, exhale other side. So we want to keep that mobility in the upper back and not down into that lower spine. Let's do one more time each side, and we're gonna add that extra breath to that back rib cage. So exhale to the first side. If you can reach your hand, one of your hands, doesn't matter, to that lower back rib cage, and see if you can bring the breath there, or at least movement there. Sometimes it helps if you actually like touch it. Sometimes no. And then come back to center, other side. And then back to center. Beautiful. All right, cat and cow, or cow to neutral. Exhale and inhale. And then back to neutral. Let's come up to hands and knees. If you need a blanket or a towel under your knees, go ahead, grab that. All right, so let's start with a foot stretch. So we're gonna curl the toes under, go this way. So we're gonna curl the toes under, then send the hips just as far back as is comfortable. We don't want any foot cramps here. So we're stretching out the sole of the foot, and then come back. If you want, you can pound the feet into the mat, wake them up a little bit. Woo. All right, let's start with cow to child's pose. So you can do the cat if you want, or you can skip it, depending on how that feels for you. So we're gonna inhale cow, exhale down to child's pose. Inhale cow. Exhale, if you want cat to child's or just to child's. Inhale, coming up. Exhale back. And then one more full time, and then pause in the child's pose. So if we have bone health issues, we want to keep the head level with the spine, so we don't want to bring it down towards the floor. You can stack the hands and rest the forehead on the hands. Or if that's not an issue, just bring the forehead down. And we'll take one or two more breaths here. And then when you're ready, let's come back up to hands and knees. And let's do our spinal balance. So we want to make sure we're engaging those core muscles. So let's start with the left leg back. Push back with the heel. And then we're going to extend that opposite arm forward. So left leg, right arm, or vice versa. Take one or two more breaths here. Come out whenever you need to. Excellent. I think that's 2 breaths. And come on down. So what I didn't say on that first side, I will say before we go up, is about the elbow. I have a bad habit of locking my elbow, so the muscles aren't doing the work. It's just bones. So we want to have the crease of the elbow face the center. Or if you have both hands down, they should both be facing each other. So I will have a bad habit of locking them and they face forward. They should face each other. All right, right leg back, left arm forward. Send back through the heel, forward with the fingers. Engage the front of the abdomen. And pull the belly button in. Hip points together. You want to kind of be looking down towards the floor. So we have that neck elongated, not pinched. And 1 or 2 more breaths here. Again, coming out whenever you need. And then when you're ready, come on down. And if you want to do 2 or 3 cat and cow or cow to neutral, just kind of come back to symmetry. Excellent. All right, let's come to gate pose. All right, right leg comes out to the side, left hand stays where it is. And we're going to bring this right arm up towards the ceiling. So we're going to inhale up towards the ceiling, exhale down. Again, inhale, arm comes up, exhale down. And one more time, inhale, and exhale. All right, tuck that right knee under, left foot comes out to the side. Right hand stays where it is. Inhale, left arm up, exhale down. Again, inhale, coming up. Exhale down. And one last time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Tuck that left knee under. Now we're going to do our tall gate pose. So up on our knees. And then we're going to go left leg out. Left hand can stay on that hip or down that leg. We're going to inhale this right arm up. And then exhale, right hand over towards that left foot. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. And one more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. And then bring it back. All right. Tuck that left knee under. Right leg comes out. Right hand, right hip, or down that leg. Inhale this left arm up. Exhale over towards the foot. Inhale, vertical. Exhale over. Inhale, come up. And one more time. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come down to downward facing dog and then make our way up to standing. So we're going to bring the hands back down to the mat, curl the toes. And actually, before you go up, well, you already went up, but you came back down. We're going to go just the knees. So we're making it harder. So we're just going to lift the knees up off the floor. And then exhale, bring them down gently. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And one more. I know this is so much fun. And then down. All right, take a breath. And then we're going to come up to our real downward facing dog. All right, lift the hips. You can make the feet wide at the bottom of your mat if you want. Want to point the crown of the head towards the floor. My ears are in between my biceps. Pushing in with the hands, send the hips towards that back wall. Lengthening the torso. If you want, you can walk your dog, bend one knee, extend the opposite heel. And then if you want, come up on the toes and then bring the heels down. Up on the toes, bring the heels down. Beautiful. Look up at the hands or look back at the feet and walk it into a forward fold. So you can bend the knees a little or a lot. Shake the head, yes or no. And then bend the knees nice and deep arms out to the side. We're gonna push in with the feet, coming up with a nice, long, strong spine. Hands up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Phew, all right. Everybody's vertical. We made it. All right, so let's find our beautiful tall posture. All right, so the first thing we want to look at is the feet. Root the feet into the earth. You can always adjust if they're too close or too far. And then knees are a little soft. So they are aiming towards that second and third toe, approximately towards the front. We don't want to go in, we don't want to go out. And then we've got the hip points towards each other, so we're engaging that lower abdomen. Shoulder blades towards each other in the back, or if it's easier in the front, collarbones away from each other. And then the sternum goes down. Hands can face forward or towards each other. I like hands forward because I get a little rotation in the shoulders, which feels good. And then the back of the neck towards the back wall, and then up, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take 2 full breaths here. See if you can maybe bring that jellyfish back to mind. Beautiful. All right, and then come out. Let's shake that nervous system, activating. All right. So let's start with, we're going to do warrior one first. So we're going to turn one foot out, step the other foot forward. And we're going to get that knee joint nice and loose. All right, so straight leg is the inhale, exhale, bend. So a couple times if you want to line up the knee with the toes, you can do that. And maybe open up the toes. So we have a tendency to smush them together, so open them up. The other thing, maybe activate the arch of the foot, the inner arch. You also have an outside edge of your foot arch. And activate that side. It's good ankle strengthening. The outside edge of the foot. So just kind of, it's fun, right, to play around with the feet because we pretty much ignore them most of the time. And they are so important for us in our balance and as we age. So take care of your feet. All right, push off, step back, other side. Turn that back foot out, front foot forward. 4 points of the foot, arches, toes are apart from each other. Exhale, bend the knee, inhale, straighten the knee. Track it. Notice, breathe. Should we throw one more ball in the air with that one and start juggling? And then when you're ready, push off, step back. All right, so we're gonna do arms out this way with our warrior one feet. I went to a class at the Arboretum last night. It's Plants of the Prairie. It's really cool. But I was in yoga teacher mode and noticing everybody's posture, which I get in trouble for when I mention it about other people out loud. Anyway, so a lot of people were kind of hunched forward, and they were all sporty kind of people, hikers, and worked for the Forest Preserve District and all that kind of stuff, and they still had rounded shoulders. So We're gonna work on it because that's what I noticed last night. All right, 1 foot out, other foot forward. Arms out in front. On the inhale, arms open, bend that front knee. Exhale back. Inhale, open. Exhale back. So we're tracking the knee, we're breathing, and we're activating those upper back muscles. So making this more work, we're going to go slower. If you want to increase your heart rate, you could go faster. It's all about what the function of the pose is for you. If you want to increase the muscles of the arms, hugging or activating the muscles to the bones. If you want the legs to do more work, step the feet out wider. And so the load bearing on the structure of the bones. All right, now I sound like you know what I'm talking about. All right, and last one. Drop the arms and step the feet back together. All right, shake it out. And let's do the other side. Activate the toes. Maybe notice the arch of the foot. Bring the arms in front. Inhale, arms open, bend that front knee. Exhale back. Activating the back upper muscles. Notice that upper thigh on the leg that's moving. Maybe the strength of the calf on the back leg. Extra points if you can notice your jellyfish breath. I'm going super fast right now, sorry. I think the coffee kicked in. And last one. Beautiful. Drop the arms, step the feet back together, shake it out. All right, let's find our warrior two. All right, so let's get our solid foundation first. Toes nice and wide, kind of gripping the mat, arching the feet. Feels good? All right, so the torso is facing the same direction as that back foot. Hands at the heart, arms open to the side. We're gonna bend that front knee over that front ankle. So you may notice that your feet are too close or too far. Adjust them. And then let's extend the arms first. So feel the fingers extend away from the body. You're gonna compress the bones back towards the spine, those energy lines. All right, and then we'll do peaceful warrior first. So that's our inhale, and comes up towards the ceiling. You can look at the horizon, the floor, or that thumb up in the air, depending on how your neck feels and how your balance is. And then we're gonna bend that front arm. Exhale, bring that front arm to that front thigh. This back arm can stay on the hip and come up towards the ceiling or overhead. So you might notice where that weight transfers to when that arm moves. Or you might just keep it where it is. That's totally fine. All right, coming out, we're going to bring that back arm back, front arm forward, and then up. Peaceful warrior. Notice maybe where the shift in that front leg, the weight there is. And then bend that front arm, exhale back to side angle pose. So we want to, if possible, pay attention to where that upper shoulder is. It may not go where you want it to, that's okay. We're aiming towards that back wall. And one more time through, all the way around to Peaceful Warrior. Reset that front knee. And then let's come back to side angle pose. Maybe take a moment, see if you can feel your jellyfish. So it domes up on the exhale, flattens out on the inhale. And then let's come back to Warrior Two. Take 1 or 2 breaths here, extend, drop the arms and step the feet together. All right, shake. All right, so let's do the other side. Other foot comes forward, torso same direction as that back foot. Root the feet, extend the toes. It's your solid foundation here. Hands at the heart, arms open to the sides. You're gonna bend that front knee over that front ankle and adjust as necessary. Take a breath or so here. Excellent. All right, Peaceful Warrior first. Drop that back arm, palm up, hand up towards the ceiling. You can look at the horizon, the floor, that thumb up in the air. And then when you're ready, bend that front arm, side angle pose, that back arm. This side might be different. Where that arm likes to be, overhead, straight towards the ceiling, or on that hip. And when you're ready, Peaceful Warrior, bring that front arm up towards the ceiling again. Feel that change in where the space is in the rib cage. And then bend that front arm back to side angle pose. And one more time through, inhale, Peaceful Warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. And inhale back to Warrior Two. Extend the arms, check in with that knee, feel the feet. Drop the arms and step the feet together. Awesome, shake it out. All right, next we're gonna do a little balance here. So we're gonna start with my favorite one first because it's fun day, right? All right, so we're gonna do our Karate Kid. Let's just start off regular and then we'll decide from there if we wanna have more fun or less fun. All right, so that is inhale, arms come up, one knee comes up, exhale down. Inhale, other knee, arms up, exhale down. Pretty easy. Or maybe it's not, that's okay. You can use a chair or a wall, or you can just lift just the heel, depending on how your balance is today. Excellent. And one more time each side, or even it out. Beautiful. All right, let's do my not favorite one next. We're going to do palm tree pose. So we're going to come up on the toes and lift the arms up overhead. You can break it down, just do the arms, just do the feet, hold on to the wall, hold on to the chair. You can do one leg at a time, make it harder. So I'm just going to do it old school regular. So feel free to improvise if you want. All right, so we're going to inhale coming up. Exhale down. Beautiful. And one more. Nice. All right. Let's do our quintessential yoga balance pose, our tree pose. So if you want to walk or a chair. Otherwise, we're just going to go, we'll start with tripod feet. So one foot rooted into the earth, toes, big toe, pinky toe, spread and kind of gripping. And then we'll bring the opposite heel above that ankle. So that's our tripod foot. If you have your balance, you're gonna bring it up onto the calf. That's great. Just don't push on the knee. It's not designed for force there. So you can start with the hands of the heart and then grow your branches. If you want more of that posture correction, you can bring the arms kind of in a Y. Straight up, it kind of scrunches a little bit. So Y might feel good, or even cactus arms, and then bring the elbows back. Sometimes that feels good, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay. Or, oh, I know what we're gonna do next. Okay. I'll just have to remember it. Okay, so arms wherever you want them to be, they can be moving, make big circles, or just hands of the heart. And then coming out nice and gracefully. All right, shake anything out that got a little tight. And then let's do the other side. Heel above the ankle, hands of the heart. You can lift your foot up higher if you have your balance. And arms can be wherever you like. Finding a spot where nothing else is moving helps. If you come out, know that you can always come back in. Nice strong hip on that straight leg, open on the other side. And then when you're ready, coming out nice and graceful. All right, shake it out. Back to that posture business that I've been yammering about. All right, so we're going to do a kind of like a strengthener, and it's not really a movement. It's good for your posture. So, all right, so we start with hands together, and we're going to twist. So hands come like that. So I have my right hand towards my heart right now. And then you're going to curl your fingers so you're kind of clasping them, and then you can tuck your thumb down. And so we're just going to pull the hands apart, but keep holding onto that grip. So I can feel it. I don't know if you guys are noticing it anywhere. Hands should be about at the heart center. So this might not be activating. If you bring your hands down a little bit lower, you might notice it. And I can feel the difference in the muscles. Like one side to the other is tighter than the other. So that tells me I'm either sleeping funny or overusing one side. All right, we're going to release that and shake it out if you want. And then we're going to do the other side. So whatever side you had closest to the heart, we're going to do the other. So we're going to switch. So now my left hand is closest to the heart. We're going to grab the fingers and then tuck the thumbs down, and then heart center with the fists. And now I can feel the shift in this. So before it was tight right here. So on the other side, it's tight up here. Maybe check in with the feet, see what your feet are doing. And we'll do a jellyfish breath. And release and shake out. You guys like that one?
That's good. It's fun.
You could do that, like, you can't do it while you're driving because you gotta have at least one hand on the wheel, unless you can drive with a knee. And then you can do that. I'm not gonna encourage that.
One of those cars that drive itself.
Yes, if you're in a self-driving car, then you can do it. But, you know, if you're waiting in line at the grocery store and people behind you are annoying you, just start this and they'll just kind of like back up. And like, whoa. But that's good for muscle strength, right? All right, what are we doing next? We're gonna do eagle pose, and then we'll do our chair pose. So if you have a block and you like to use the block for your eagle pose, you can put your foot up on the block. We couldn't get into the closet, so I don't have extra blocks. Sorry. That's okay, we're flexible, right? All right, so here we go. So we're gonna open the arms up into this beautiful wingspan. Bend the knees. And then we're gonna bring the right arm under the left and wrap it around if you can. If not, you can hug the shoulders. Or sometimes it's fun to do elephant trunk. And then we're gonna cross the right leg over the left. All right, so you know what, we're gonna do something different today. So instead of the 3 breaths, we're gonna do a forward fold and a back bend. So we'll go forward first. So inhale, neutral. And then we're gonna exhale, fold forward. Just as far as you can come back up. And then we're gonna inhale, come back up to neutral, and you can stop here if you want, or keep going to the back bend. Again, not falling over. And then exhale back to neutral. Should we do that again? Yes. All right. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it back up. You're going to have to activate those feet as you come up. You can stop at neutral, or if you want to keep going to your back bend. And then back to neutral. All right, I went a little too far. And relax, unwind, uncross. All right, ready for the other side? Nice big open wingspan. Left arm comes under the right. And we have that little hole maybe between the arms. That's where we gaze through in theory. Bend the knees, cross that left leg over the right. And let's do 2 of those again. So we're going to exhale, fold forward. And you might find one side easier than the other. Inhale, bring it back up. You can stop at neutral or go just as far as you can go without falling over. And then back to neutral. Take a moment, get your bearings, and then exhale, fold forward. On your next inhale, come back up. You can stop in neutral or keep going into the back bend. And then back to neutral. Unwind and uncross and shake. All right, so we're going to do our chair pose with bone health arms. If you prefer, you can do arms straight up, but we're going to do arms out to the side because it's more work. All right, you guys ready? Feet rooted into the mat. You're going to bend the knees. On the inhale, bring the arms out to the side. On your exhale, if you can go a little deeper into your chair, go for it. You want to line up the knees and the feet. And we're going to breathe here. So we're extending the arms out, but compressing the bones in. So muscles out, activate, making work. Pay attention to your shoulder blades. And then if that's not enough, let's see if we can get that breath. 2 more breaths if you got it. Come out whenever you need. And then drop the arms, push in with the feet, and back up to standing. All right, check it out. And let's see. 3 more poses, and then we'll come down to the floor. All right, so we're gonna do star and horse, or goddess if you prefer. So feet are wide on the mat. If you wanna turn sideways on the mat, you can. If you wanna go a little wider. The wider the feet, the more work in the legs. So knees and feet are pointed out at an angle. We're going to inhale and bring the arms up. So we have this beautiful star shape, kind of a wide Y. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend the knees out towards the feet. And then you can bend the elbows and even the wrists if you want. You don't have to. You could actually bend them in too. That actually kind of feels good. All right, next inhale, back up to star pose. And then we're gonna do something fun if you want. I know nobody wants to have fun today. So we're gonna bend the knees and we're gonna bring the hands down to the thighs. So we wanna keep, the important thing here is we wanna keep that spine long. So we have a little bit of a hinge here. So if you're sitting like this, like you're in a horse, you could actually lean forward a little bit as long as you keep that plumb line with the spine. So don't flatten out the spine, keep the curves there. So this would be like a leaning horse, or if you're, I don't know, I'm not a big horse girl, so I don't know what you would do leaning forward if you're galloping, maybe, galloping horse. If you want to go one deeper on this, you could come down to the forearms or stay up if that's too much. And then maybe next week we'll do the twist with this. Inhale, we're gonna come all the way up to star pose. And then from here, I'm gonna come down to a low squat. So if you wanna bring your feet in a little bit more, to do that you can. If you wanna skip it and just sit on the floor, you can do that. So all the way down, or as down as far as you wanna go. And then whenever you're ready, just come and sit on the floor. Falling gracefully. The legs come out. And let's get in a open twist here, and then we'll come down onto our backs. All right, so right foot is gonna come into the floor, right knee is bent. We're gonna extend that left arm over the left leg. Inhale, lift the spine up out of the floor. Exhale, we're gonna open up away from the legs. And again, we're doing that upper back, not the lower back. Inhale, bring it back to center. And then let's do a closed twist since we're here. So then we're gonna bring that left hand under the right knee, right hand comes behind us. Push that right hand into the floor, lift with the inhale. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, back to center, unwind it, switch legs. Right leg's extended, left knee bent, left foot into the floor, right arm extended over that right leg. Activate that right leg. Inhale. Open up that right arm away from the legs. Again, we're just doing the upper back, not that lower back. Exhale, bring it back to center. And then a closed twist. Hand on that left knee. Left hand comes behind. Onto the floor, push in. Inhale, lift up. Excuse me. And then on the exhale, turn towards that back wall. Inhale, back to center, unwind, uncross. If you want, you can flop the legs onto the mat. And then let's come down onto our backs. All right, let's bring the knees up into the chest, a couple of apanasanas. Making sure everything has gotten back to symmetrical. Maybe notice which side, if there's a spot that is still tight. Send the breath into that area. Maybe bring the knees a little wider for that apanasana. That kind of undid that little tightness I had. And then we're going to bring the feet down to the mat and extend both legs all the way straight out. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under. And depending on how your shoulders feel, you could do cactus arms or snow angel arms here. I'm just going to go straight up overhead. So we're going to inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, arms come back down. Inhale. And exhale. All right, we're gonna see if you can notice this. Next time you bring your arms up, notice what your rib cage is doing. So inhale. That jellyfish comes down. Exhale, jellyfish comes up. So that might feel a little awkward, especially if you have the tendency to suck in the gut. It can kind of mess up what we're trying to do with that jellyfish. And maybe one or two more. And then we're going to rest the arms down by your sides. They can come away from the body, palms up or palms down. Release the legs and the feet away from each other. And getting any last little wiggles out. Maybe wiggle the toes and fingers. Tuck the shoulder blades again. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. And we're going to come into our final relaxation. So let's do a full body, starting at the toes, work our way up to the top of the head. Relax the toes. Relax the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the tops of the thighs and the backs of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Let the tongue be heavy and fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes be heavy and fall to the back of the head. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just breathe. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way, let's finish with sun breath number 3. I've done this one in a while. So it's palms together, elbows together, inhale, open, exhale, closed. 3 times. We're already here. Go. Inhale, open, exhale, closed. Again, inhale, and exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Hands together at the heart, and namaste. Thanks, guys. Hopefully that was
That was
fun.
fun. That was fun.
Good class.
Should have taken an exit seat on the bus.
Next time, baseball game. I actually have a video yoga